And we're back. Last episode we did more investigating. Let's go visit Edgeworth. Edgy boy. He's not here. Sad face, Edgeworth isn't here today. I like talking to Edgeworth. He's our buddy since grade school. You know, best friends forever who fight. Something around those lines. This place is always pretty empty, but today it's deserted. Conference room. Thanks. Wow, he actually talked to us. The chief prosecutor saying what she did and the decision about what to do about Mr. Edgeworth, not to mention our statement to the media in tomorrow's trial. There's more chaos going on than Thanksgiving and Christmas put together. I think festive is a word usually used for those. What, really? Are you serious? No, Emma, shut up. I should have shut up. Now I see where Detective Gumshoe gets his unique charm. Yeah, sure. If we're lucky, we can investigate and Gant won't be there. Chief's office. Holy crap. We got Gant's theme going on. Whoa, where am I? Check out that pipe organ. That's real, isn't it? In kindergarten. Don't try and play it. Don't do it, please. I don't like organs. And she's playing it. Never could have remembered where C was. How do you not notice Gant there? Oh, it's you two! Chief Gant! He put that paper he was reading on his desk. Oh, so, Mr. Wright, have you been swimming lately? No, I haven't. I've been kind of busy lately. I could appreciate that. I've had my hands full, too, with Mr. Marshall's misconduct and his proactive statements. Provocative statement, not proactive. 2 years have passed since that incident. My, how time flies. I love you, Gant. No homo. See that big picture on the wall over there? That's a picture of Lana, Neil, and me. Oh, really? I couldn't tell you were in that picture. Huh. We took it to commemorate our work together. Something's not right with this picture. I can't quite seem to put my finger on it, though. Anyway, I like to reminisce all day, but there are matters that need my attention. I'm going to lock up here, so let's go out together. Oh, but this office, it was a crime scene 2 years ago, wasn't it? That case has long since been over. There's no need to investigate it anymore. All the same, we'd still like to have a look around. Perhaps you didn't hear me. I said there's no need to investigate it anymore. Oh, God. Now hurry up and get out. I have a meeting to attend. Oh, geez. He kind of scared me there for a second, but all the same. Seems that case isn't over with yet, after all. Yeah, I mean, he let us investigate the freaking evidence room with no problem. Let's go back in. And he kind of kicked us out for some weird reason. Hey, pal. Detective Gumshoe, were you in a meeting? I was, just taking a breather. My feet hurt. From sitting so long in the meeting? Actually, I had to serve everyone coffee. Sounds like Detective Gumshoe's still out of it. Say, either of you seen Mr. Edgeworth? Edgeworth? No. Why do you ask? He's under fire from both the police department and the prosecutor's office. It's almost like the battles between you two in court. Except it's one-sided. That sounds serious. Is it because of what my sister said? That's basically what it all boils down to. That falsified evidence 2 years ago, now Mr. Edgeworth has the whole world after his blood. Yikes. So, Gumshoe, what's been going on? Edgeworth crisis? But why would Edgeworth be blamed? It's not like he knew the evidence was forged. Lana Skye's the guilty party here, isn't she? Regardless, the prosecutor is responsible for the evidence he presents in court. Not only that, but as you know, there have been a lot of rumors going around about Mr. Edgeworth. Those who don't like him haven't been able to do anything because of this. Amazing talent as a prosecutor, but now with this, are there really so many people who hate him? In our world, only those with talent rise to the top. Mr. Edgeworth not only had that, but he's young. There's no better recipe I know of for making enemies. Hey, Dick, keep up the good work. Yes, sir. Let's go out for lunch again sometime. My treat. Yes, sir. You gotta take me back to that joint sometime, okay, Dick? Yes, sir. It seems you don't have any problems with enemies. Yeah, well, I'm careful not to stick out. Anyway, I'm a bit worried about him. Under all this pressure, I'm afraid Mr. Edgeworth just might crack. Edgeworth is tough. He'll never crack. Actually, I took a look at these files earlier while the coffee was brewing. He seems genuinely concerned for Edgeworth. He seems like the only person that trusts Edgeworth aside from us. Well, did you find anything out? The only evidence Dark left behind was during his final attack. His final attack? You mean when he killed the prosecutor marshal who was trying to protect some girl? Oh, I guess he doesn't know. Me. Seems he's a bit clueless. That's when he left the most incriminating evidence of all. Well, what was it? Oh, well, let's see. I think it had something to do with the murder weapon? No, I forgot. Look, it's all written somewhere in here, okay? His powers of recollection never fail to impress. Yeah. I mean, even Gumshoe might remember. First, let's show him the knife before we talk about Dark's crimes. Here you go. About this. Hey, don't tell me that! It has a tag attached to it with the label SL9 incident on it. I believe this would be the broken murder weapon you were speaking of? What are you doing with that? Ever since that case was closed, that knife's been locked away in a locker. On the day Detective Goodman was murdered, this suddenly disappeared from the locker. And was found in Mr. Edgeworth's car muffler. That's it! Now I remember what that incriminating piece of evidence was. When you showed me that knife, it all came back to me. Well, what is it, Detective? Quick, before you forget it again. Dark's crimes. Joe Dark was 42 at the time of the crime. He was just your run-of-the-mill businessman. A businessman? What made him take serial killing? Because serial killing's a business, if you understand what I mean. One day on his way home from work, he hit someone with his car. With his car? So it was just an accident. An accident, yes, but it transformed him into an animal. An animal? He killed a man that witnessed the accident, then he killed a lady who saw the second crime. A kid walked by just then, so he killed him too. Then when he was burying the bodies, a jogger came up upon the scene and was killed as well. Finally, he turned himself in. Seems he was a pretty careless animal. Of course, this is all conjecture. There wasn't a single shred of evidence. So he turned himself in? Yes, but in the middle of his questioning, he fled and murdered his final victim, Prosecutor Marshall. That crime was witnessed by someone too, but unfortunately, he was arrested on the spot. It's a good thing that last witness wasn't killed. It's standing right next to us. So what about this murder weapon? This knife, it was Joe Dark's, wasn't it? That's right. We traced it back to the store he bought it at, and it had his fingerprints on it too. But no one actually witnessed him using it to murder anyone, right? That's where this luck ran out. When you take a good look at the knife, you'll see it's broken. You don't have to take a good look to notice that. Yeah, well anyway, take a guess where the broken tip of the knife was found. That's what did him in. Or was it? The victim, Nero Marshall, was carrying it inside his own body. What? It was found deep inside the stab wound. Did it match Dark's knife? You bet, down to the last fiber. That's pretty conclusive. Well, there you have it in a nutshell. That's all I know. Can I ask you one more thing? What is it? If it's money you need, you should ask Chief Gant. Well, he was kind of being a jerk to us about that. Chief's out now and his office is locked. But we'd like to have a look around, if that's okay. Well, any detective's ID card can unlock the door. What, really? But if I let a civilian in there, I'd be charged with breach of trust. Breach of trust? Simply put, I'd be canned. Ooh, yeah, he'd be fired. That wasn't good. Sorry, pal. I don't plan on getting fired because of you. How about this ID card? It was Detective Goodman's. That won't work either. The data was deleted on the day he died. Fun! So, Gumshoe's our only chance. Well, we have nothing of the sort. So, we're just gonna have to leave. Hi, Lana. Now we have to go visit Edgeworth. I think. I'm pretty sure. Yep. I wonder if Edgeworth is back yet. There he is. Looks like he's writing something. Huh? What are you doing here? He sure was quick to throw that paper on the floor. Tough day in court, huh? I've had to live the past 2 years with rumors flying around. What's another allegation to me? Cheer up, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm rooting for you. Such a pessimist. So, what do you want? Unlike some people, I don't have all day. The first thing I want to know is what was that paper you're writing? Well, Mr. Wright, let's take a look. Are you crazy? Edgeworth is sitting right there. Just distract him. I'll check it out. Hey, Edgeworth! Is that Detective Gumshoe out the window there? Oh no, he's falling to the ground! Hold on. First let me see what the girl's doing crawling over my feet. It didn't even look! What? A letter of... If you can't read, I'll read it for you. It says letter of What? Recognition? Edgeworth, you don't mean... I'm tired, Mr. Wright. I feel as if something inside of me has died. That would be your soul. It's Mr. Edgeworth, none of it was your fault. I know the path I've walked. You don't need to tell me. And the path I've walked hasn't been just one. I can't forgive myself for what I've done. And no one else should forgive me either. Uh-oh, I think he's serious. What can we do? Jeez. Can't believe Edgeworth's thinking of quitting. So, what about that forged evidence? There's no excuse for what I've done. 2 years ago, I used false evidence to obtain a guilty verdict. That's what it all breaks down to, and nothing I can do can erase that fact. But you didn't know, did you? I mean, that evidence was falsified. The police department and the prosecutor's office share a bond of trust. If that bond is broken, we stand to lose everything. The police department's error is my error, and my responsibility as the prosecutor in charge. That fact remains the same no matter what excuses I might have. Mr. Edgeworth, I take pride in my work. So tell me why. Why has it all come to this? Even Edgeworth can't keep this kind of emotion bottled up. Why can't your lid blow now? Are you up for the trial tomorrow? First last year's trial, and now this one? It seems all you're doing is worry about me. To be honest, you're getting on my nerves. Glad to see you care about us too. Banking on? How do you mean? What do you mean? How do you mean? Yes, because that makes sense. Too short. Huh. Wow. That picture? Let's ask him about that last. Was murdered? The ceremony over at the station. I never cared for ceremonies, but I had to attend that one. Because you were awarded this? Those receiving awards can't exactly skip out on the ceremony. I finished up at the office in the morning, then drove over to the police department. You finished up at the office? Yes, just odds and ends, clerical stuff. I didn't plan on returning to the office that day. That is, until I was asked to take something back. Take something back? This. Oh yeah, Chief Cat asked you to hold on to that, didn't he? Yes, it was a piece of evidence in a case that was closed half a year ago. He asked me to bring it back to the prosecutor's office. Why? So you came back here to the prosecutor's office because the chief asked you to? That's right. Uh-huh. Okay. Hey, have a look at this. This picture was hanging on the wall in Chief Gant's office. Prosecutor Neil Marshall, he had just started making a name for himself. Looks like this was taken when he received the King of Prosecutors trophy. Speaking of that, there's something that bothers me. Yes? The trophy Mr. Marshall is holding. It's a little different than yours. Yes, you're right. I remember now. Remember what? That was the official Prosecutor Sophie used until that time. There was a story behind it. Ooh, I want to hear this story. Do you mind telling it to us? It's simple, really. Contradiction. That's what the award's based on. Ooh, this sounds interesting. Prosecutor Trophy. This award originates from an ancient Chinese tale. In Chinese, the word contradiction is written with two characters. The first means halberd, the second means shield. Oh yeah, I've heard this story before. Me? Oh, sure. Everyone knows that. Why don't you tell it, though? For Emma's sake. Very well. Long ago, in a kingdom of Chu, there was an arms merchant. One day, he presented the king with two items. The first was a halberd he claimed could slice through any shield or armor. The second was a shield he claimed could withstand any weapon. Wait a minute. Those claims contradict each other. Very perceptive. But then again, you've heard this story before, right? Anyway, as you mentioned, the very description of these items discredit them both. When the king pointed this out, the merchant was left speechless. And thus, the Chinese word for contradiction was born. I love how they use an altered version of the epic music just for this. Oh, I see. So the chipped shield and broken knife symbolize? Precisely so. They symbolize the merchant's items. The ancient tale ends with the merchant at a loss for words. How I remember it is that it was some other guy, not the king, who pointed that out, and people started arguing about it, and all that stuff. That's funny. If that's so, then why were you only given a shield? You'll have to ask Chief Gant. I don't know, I'm starting to have second thoughts about Gant. He was kind of being a jerk to us earlier. Oh well, we're done here, so in the next episode we're gonna investigate more, so see you guys then.